A special YouTube channel representation over a special subscriber milestone. A special YouTube channel milestone, subscriber milestone representation. As one dare might say, it is worth the presentation. A special YouTube channel subscriber milestone representation. A special celebratory representation of subscriber presentations representing. Well, this is certainly a special channel representation. Hello to everybody. Hello to you all. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. And well, there is certainly some brilliant news to share. Well, it's really some advisory advocating towards somebody, because she's really not completely far off a special milestone, a special subscriber milestone, that is. And she only needs another 3k subscribers to get to her subscriber milestone, which I am certainly hoping, fingers crossed, I'm certainly hoping she gets to it either by Christmas 2024 or sometime in the very early part of 2025. I mean, I'm certainly hoping she does reach that very milestone by this point, but never mind if not. But this lady, she's a wonderful, delightful lady, fantastic host, very good at representing live streams with her wonderful, dearly loved husband, who, and I consider both of them to be one of my best friends. Obviously not replacing David Scott, but I'd consider them to be one of my best friends. This lady, she needs no introduction. Fiona, Avid gardener. The Mrs. Fiona Hesketh, the avid gardener, who, as we all know her and as we all love and adore. Well, she's the lady a lot of us who follow here, and of course me. Well, not only do I, but several others. She's the lady we all love and adore. But some of you may not be familiar of Fiona, but some of you are probably just about becoming at least familiar of Fiona herself and all that, But Fiona, in the late, I think it was either the final hours of the 9th of August or in the early hours of the 10th of August of 2024, she hit 37k, the 37k subscriber milestone. It's probably a little premature to represent this special channel representation to her, but it is a big milestone to hit. Well, fairly big, but the biggest milestone will be the 40k, and like the 35k subscriber milestone, that was particularly big for Fiona, and but the 40k, that's going to really be particularly big for her. But Fiona, well done on hitting 37k subscribers. I certainly, truly hope you hit 40k subscribers by hopefully either the end of this year or sometime in the early part of 2025. I mean, you deserve every penny of subscribers or every batch of newfound subscribers, Anybody who's new to Fiona's content, well, one thing I would say is that I'm looking forward to becoming associated and affiliated with you, whoever you may be, and whichever one of you are new to following Fiona herself, I'm most certainly looking forward to becoming happily affiliated and acquainted and befriended with either one of you, Fiona does fantastic representations, from representing certain royals, whether it's Harry and Meghan, or, or who else am I missing? Oh, yes, Prince William, Prince of Wales, and Princess Catherine, Princess of Wales, soon to be, our future King and Queen, and or any royal members, whether it's King Charles III, or Queen Camilla, or Princess Anne, or any royals, or late royals like our late Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, our late King George VI, you know, it could be any royal example she would talk about from time to time, you know, whether, you know, what their legacy may be entailing, you know, those who have sadly passed away are no longer with us, or those who are still alive and what their legacy currently entails and all that, or what it currently represents in the full set of representation and all that, you know. So what Fiona does, fantastic representations, and certainly do I look up to what she does. And indeed am I proud of what she does, and of course the milestone she hit certainly is at a very big, well-deserved subscriber milestone she's recently hit. You know, 37k subscribers. I'm really looking forward to seeing her reach the 40k subscriber milestone. And also the live streams are one of the greatest of moments. Or sometimes if it's just a casual vlog of her talking about certain things, you know, or certain troubles and all that, or standing up for people she cares so very deeply about, which is one of the best things she could do. And one of the live streams, where it's all time, you know, for us, whichever one of us can make it, time for us, you know, to get together on a live stream and all that, those are always the best times. And if there's going to be, say, guests invited, those are always one of the best times too. I mean, I'm obviously not going to go on make every live stream appearance on every live stream she or Graham would do, but I'm always happy to make the odd appearance from time to time, and I've even had the privileged fortune of making a few live stream appearances with Graham and Fiona herself on Fiona's channel, you know. And those have always been valuable times, and I cannot thank Graham and Fiona enough for allowing me to make a live stream appearance with them too from time to time. I've even let them appear on my lives from time to time too, which is always, I believe, is the right way forward, you know. But one of the greatest things about being on a live with Graham and Fiona, sorry, it's a bit of continuation, I had to change the camera battery. Oh dear, but almost like a restart. Go ahead, roll out, lights, camera, action, as you know. But one of the greatest things about appearing on a live stream with Graham and Fiona, whether it's on Fiona's channel or Graham's channel, wherever, or Trevor whenever he's doing a live stream, you know, it's just the greatest experiences you could imagine. And I've had some fantastic experiences appearing on a live stream with Graham and Fiona. You know, and I've been on it, you know, with Trevor taking part in it as well. And who else was there? Oh, and it couldn't have got more moving or more valuable than appearing on a live stream, when making a live stream appearance with Graham and Fiona, couldn't get more valuable than having Michelle Pope take part in it as well, because I've had the fortunate privilege of going on not only with Trevor, with Graham and Fiona, but with Michelle too. And the first time it happened, it took me completely by surprise, admittedly. You know, when I saw Michelle, I was like, it couldn't be. I have to admit, I never admitted this for a long time, for what, nearly 6 months now, but I was so taken, because I could not believe Michelle, it was Michelle herself on the live stream, but as it turns out it was. And, you know, it really took me greatly by surprise when it happened, back at the first time round in February of 2024. I didn't know what to say, I really didn't, at first. She gave a nice welcome and hello, and I was just sitting there quietly because I didn't know what to say. I completely didn't know what to say. I was like, gosh, this couldn't be one of my much loved friends, Michelle. Gosh, oh gosh, I was so taken. I really was, admittedly, very, very greatly taken. And then she said, I mean, Trevor was absent from the live stream by this point, and she was like, hello, Trevor. You know, when even though Trevor was likely sitting back and watching, the moment she saw me, she was just got really happy, quite very affectionately happy, and said hello to me. And I was smiling when I the moment I saw her talking and expressing her friendly, lovingly friendly demeanour and lovingly pleasant endearment and all that, well, her lovingly kindly presence and all the rest of it, I was just smiling every moment, and I said hi. I mean, I probably would have said it in a much more with much more excitement, but when we did the live, it was the day of the anniversary of my late grandfather's death. So obviously, and that was, the anniversary of his death is a hard day. Well, the anniversary of any, loved one's death is a hard day, admittedly speaking of things, and that was admittedly a hard day, But other than that, I said hello to her, and then she said her piece and all that she had to say regarding trolling and all that, because we were talking about the seriousness of trolling at this point, at the very time. And I gave in some input when she shared her input, really, namely in agreement to what she had to share and everything, but I didn't share as much, but I shared at least some bits and pieces and certain input and all that, because, it was about we were talking about something very serious. I mean, I didn't do it as much as I would have liked to, because it was a hard day for me, but, as I said like before, any anniversary of one's death is a hard day for anybody to be enduring and all that, and all the rest of things, but I got through the live, and I got through through every bit of the moment when Michelle was on and everything. But I was, when the live was over, I was impressed with Michelle when she did the live. I was so impressed with her appearance. And then it was about a month or so later, and I was on a live with Trevor, and in the moment I saw her in the live chat, I just had to praise her for her appearance she made with me on Graham and Fiona's live, and I really meant what I said. I thought she was brilliant. I really, truly did. I genuinely thought so. And then I had the privileged fortune of making a live stream appearance with her again, a second time in April 2024, and I was particularly happy and pleased to see her on alive. I said hello, and I actually said, I was like, well, who couldn't love you, Michelle? We love you. And, who couldn't love her? I mean, I love her dearly. And then she took off her glasses and said, you need some of these, my darling. And I burst out with laughter. No, I really had quite a great few laughs with Michelle the second time we were both live together. We really had quite a great few laughs. Or quite a lot of laughs, in fact. I think we had really quite a lot of laughs and all that. And I remember she came on a live of mine, not in the green room, but on the live chat. I was talking about how David and I, my best friend and I, feel the cold a lot. And then that was when she said, you both need a cosy lady to snuggle up. David found this particularly funny. But he was like, I will not be unfaithful to my close friend Kim. And she said, and I was talking about something she said, and she was like, wasn't she the lady who said, we both need a cuddly lady to snuggle up to? I said, no, what she said, David, is that we both need a cosy lady to snuggle up. Honestly, that's so funny when she said that. Honestly, it still gives me the giggles when thinking about it and looking back on it, But I love her. I do love Michelle. I really do. And she even once really, really took me under her wing once. Back in June 2024, when I opened up to her about the fact that what she depicted me as, I was like, there was only one person in my lifetime who I could ever truly depict as what she regarded me as, and I said it was nobody other than my wonderful late grandfather Edmund, And I explained to her the effect on what his death had, and what the loss had, and all that, and everything she had to say regarding over people overcoming such loss and all that, I completely agreed to every sentiment she had to share. I completely agreed with everything she had to share, you know. You know, she really didn't have to, but because I've since fully recovered from the loss. I mean, yes, the anniversary of his death will always be sad days, and his birthday anniversary will be hard and sad days, but the main thing is that my family and I, we all completely recovered from the worst of the loss, do be assured, and we overcame the worst of the troubles. But he'll always live on inside us, always inside the deepest soul depth of my heart and everybody else, for however long our hearts continues to beat and however long our minds continue to circulate and all that. Because after all, what my wonderful friend, and I love her so much. I mean, I love her, you know, as much as Michelle. I mean, I really do love them both very, very much and very, very dearly. What my friend Heather once said to me, very philosophically, she said, nobody's dead so long as we remember, so long as we keep our memories of them alive. And there's another philosophical saying, nobody's ever really gone. You know. No, she really didn't have to, but she really took me under her wing when she opened up about, you know, she was really talking my language about one overcoming the loss of a much-loved relative, you know, and she, you know, and honestly, and I truly value her for doing that. She really didn't have to, but she did anyway. I mean, had she done this with me in real life, had we been sitting on a sofa, or in a cafe or a restaurant or on a park bench talking about this, I would have just wanted to give her a nice big hug tightly and thank her profusely for it. No, I would do that. I really would. You know, it was almost like a mother and son bond we had together, you know. It was really quite like a mother and son bond we had, both Michelle and I, when we were talking about overcoming loss and all the rest of things. You know, and also Heather and I, we had a mother, like a nearly, you know, and almost really quite like a mother and son bond, even though we're friends, really, we're close friends, but it was really very like a mother and son bond we had when I opened up to Heather about the loss of my wonderful late grandfather, you know, and all that. So I nearly compared it to, you know, whenever there's that time when Michelle really took me under her wing at that point, I could really compare it as the epitomised distinction of a mother and son bond, you know, even if it's, you know, a friend who's befriended a friend much older than he or she by so many years, and they share something with them, and then, and that sort of thing, and, you know, and come here, and it sort of had the epitomised distinction of, you know, a mother and son bond, even though it was really a friendship bond, you know, just to share the captivated distinction of it all and all the rest of things, you know. But yes, but all in all, and other things Fiona does, whatever content Fiona provides, especially whether it's content of the Hesketh cat or anything, it's always brilliant. It's always brilliant, the content you provide in every way, but sorry if I was waffling too much about something, you know. But through Graham and Fiona, I have befriended some of the most wonderful newfound friends who I never possibly thought I could have befriended in all my life. But at the same time, I'm extremely thankful and grateful for it, and never would I ever in a lifetime take it for granted. I really wouldn't, because it was like, you know, a very, you know, once in a lifetime chance, you know, this happened and all that. But wonderful friends who I've befriended through Graham and Fiona include, you know, Tony, the lovely Okie lady, Tony from Oklahoma, and Mary and Glenn from Carolina, the classic car owners, classic car enthusiasts and avid cat lovers. Sandra, you know, who's a Virginia resident. Mrs. Murphy, a friendly, wonderful and friendly Scots lady. Rosie, our very extremely lovely Alabama resident, or southern resident as they would so describe, in her neck of the woods. Susan, Susan. I mean, we love our Susan. Susan Reich, that is Susan, the New York residents. I actually know quite a few Susans through Graham and Fiona. Susan Reich, she's just so wonderful. Oh, I love her dearly. I love Susan dearly. I really do. She's just so lovely to everybody, Susan is. She really is. Particularly me and Graham, Fiona and Trevor and also Duchess Blair and all that. I mean, I love Susan. I really, truly do. And all that. Who I mentioned earlier on, Michelle Pope. Well, I mean, I love Michelle so much. I really do. No, I really. I mean, who couldn't love this wonderful, delightful lady, and also this extremely lovingly kind and, very big-hearted. The lovingly big-hearted, wonderful, delightful lady is how we could really describe Michelle, really. I would certainly regard her in that way. And I look up to her greatly, I really do. And love her very dearly. I would certainly say that. Lovely Elaine, the friendly Londoner, Elaine, who's an avid football fan, as is one of her children, her son. I think it's both her older son and younger son who are both avid football fans, all that. Oh gosh. And who's next? Caroline Allen, lovely Caroline, from Canada, where lovely Heather is based and located. I mean, and Caroline is just, lovely Caroline. She's always so lovely. Oh, she really is. She's always extremely supportive towards me whenever I've heard from her and all that. Or whenever I see her within Graham and Fiona's content and all that. And she even regarded me as handsome when I did a live, and she said, "Hello, handsome." It's not often that I get it these days, but I do get it from time to time. But every handsome comment or handsome compliment I receive, I always thank oneself profusely for it, And who's next? The lovely Scotch lady, Rosie, whose husband is an avid classic card enthusiast, and she loves Brian Blessed, Gordon's alive. She likes Brian Blessed, as do I. I try not to watch him too much, or otherwise I become mad if I watch too much of him, because I do sometimes get inspired to do his swearing, or his inspired loud rant at times, but I don't do it far too much to the point where it could be bad. It wouldn't be good if if my affinity for Brian Blessed became so large, I ended up repeating a lot of his language far too often. And that would be terrible, and I wouldn't want to go down that path. Not the way forward, as one might say. Rightly so. And of course, lovely Katrin, the friendly Iceland resident, lovely Katrin, and she's lovely always. And other wonderful friends include Suzanne Baxter, Susan Elkin, lovely Susan Elkin, Rhea Snakespeare, Marcia Toms, Jodie, lovely Canadian resident Jodie, Carla, South Wales resident Carla, Sally, that's Sally Ann Loveday. She's particularly lovely. She's not only is she lovely, but she's very motherly and grandmotherly in every way. And she's shown an almost motherly and grandmotherly side towards me from time to time, because I think her granddaughter's not that much younger than I am. I'm 23 and her granddaughter, I think she's about 18, her little granddaughter. Well, why I say little, because her granddaughter's shorter than she is for height. So her 18-year-old granddaughter could, in every way, still be her little girl, or a little girl to her. No offence, I'm not saying this as a means of discriminatory, I'm just trying to say a nice point, but in the nicest way possible. Sorry if it was too much. Anyway, and who's next? Michelle B. is a different Michelle. Michelle B, who's a Londoner, and she said that my cat Daphne was stunning. Oh, she didn't have to say. Oh, Shank, it was so lovely of her to have said this about my Daphne. It really was. Duchess Lisa, lovely Duchess Lisa. I mean, I love her very dearly. And she too is an avid cat lover, much like myself. She's got cats like I do. And of course, and she's always friendly. Both she and Clinton are always very friendly towards me from whenever I'm hearing from them. Maggie P, oh, I love Maggie dearly. She's Delaware resident, Maggie P is. She's always, whenever we talk to one another, she's always so friendly and loving towards me. And she even wished she'd had another nephew. She's got about 6 or 7 nephews, and she said I could do with having an eighth nephew, and that was me. I never expected her to say this, but I was quite moved visibly by it. That was moving. That she looks at me as a nephew sort of figure. I mean, I didn't think she would ever do that, but that was extremely nice of her to have done so anyway. She really didn't have to, but it was lovely of her to have done it all the same. Lovely Tilly, her personality, I could just compare it with Maggie's personality. They're both very, very similar personality-wise, and which is both, loving and, and extreme, just genuinely friendly, genuinely loving, friendly ladies. The best way one could describe them and all that. I would certainly very much describe it. And lovely Zeph, Texas resident, who has an affinity for wearing cowgirl boots and a cowgirl hat, despite having never seen what she looked like. But there we are. Lovely Zeth, you can count her in. And who else have we got? Lovely Ginger Grutius. Lovely Ginger Grutius, another fellow Texas resident, and all that, and all the rest of things, and so forth. Lovely Emily in Austria. She's very friendly. That's the one who had a very, very tall grandfather who was a towering 6'9". That was how tall her late grandfather is, which is tall compared to that of her 5'9.5" frame, which is taller than that of my 5'8", because all of you know I'm only a 5'8", 154 pound or 11 stone man. But putting that aside, I'm not going to go too much into that. Because I'm a little shorter than she is, but her parents, however, are 6 foot and 6'3", and she had the tall 6'9" grandfather. So that's how you could describe her. My friend who was born to a family of very, very tall people, particularly her late grandfather. And I know Sandra Paddock was obviously born in a tall family, only on her father's side, but not so much her mother's. But Emily, on the other hand, she was born to a tall family, both sides of her family, but that's the difference. But similarity, but slight difference with Emily and Sandra, And another difference is Emily's Austrian and Sandra's American. Anyway, but getting to the next part, moving on, time to get to the proceedings and not falling down the stairs backwards, because we don't want that. Oh, no. We do not want someone falling backwards down the stairs, and we want to move forward with the next part of information. As Brian Blessed would so say, no, time to move on from the Brian Blessed stuff. It's time for some more Brian Blessed. No, it's not time for Brian Blessed stuff. It's time to represent Fiona's subscriber milestone and the friends I made through Graham and Fiona themselves. Anyway, after talking of Emily, next one. I hope I've not forgotten since the... No, I'm not going to mention it. No. Okay. Oh, yes. Carol Tapia. Lovely I love Carol, I really do. Carol, she's a New York resident. Like that of Susan Reich, to name many people. And Carol Casey, I love Carol Casey. I love her so much. No, if I'd ever met her in person, if I go over to Australia in the future, because she lives in Australia, I would just want to hug her tightly. No, I really would. I love her so much. She's always so loving towards me whenever we're conversant with each other. Whenever we converse together or have a conversation, she's just so loving. Oh, she's really so loving. And sometimes says, "Take care, my best boy," or "Take care, my boy," and all that, You know, because I'm younger than she is, as you know, I think she's going to be 70 this year, so I'm quite a great many years younger than Carol, and I'm obviously younger than Graham and Fiona, you know, and other wonderful friends. But you know, she's wonderful, wonderful friend, Carol is wonderful. And other wonderful friends, Sapper, he needs no introduction, just started YouTubing, he's done some brilliant live streams and does brilliant musical content. And I think he'd also do good with vlogging content as well, but I'll leave it for him to decide. I'll leave it for him to decide. For himself, that is. You know, John Griffin, John Rees, Stephen Magnus, they're brilliant, fine, brilliant examples. Susan Clive, another example. You know. Teddy Beard, another example. Wonderful friends. Oh, truly wonderful friends. Deborah Coleman, Deborah, I love Deborah dearly, I really do. Deborah is the one who was friends with a 7-foot man, Tom, or Uncle Tom, because she met Tom through a friend of hers, and it was her friend, and Tom was her friend's uncle. And I think, and also her bestie, Heidi. I don't think she's ever viewed Fiona's channel or Graham's channel as of yet, I don't know. You know, but I think Deborah's probably going to introduce Heidi to either Graham or Fiona's channel, because I have heard from Heidi herself within my content to tell everybody on things. That's Deborah's best friend, and you know, she loves Deborah dearly. I mean, who couldn't love our lovely Deborah? I mean, I haven't seen Deborah within the live comments section, but I'm sure if there's a Saturday live or so one day within Graham and Fiona's content, you know, I'm sure we'll probably see her within the live comments section and all that, but you know, let's leave it for her to decide. Let's leave it for lovely Heidi to decide. And the same with Deborah's much-loved son Sebastian as well. Not Trevor's Sebastian, but Deborah's Sebastian. Who is next? Gosh, I think I'm running short on people. Oh, goodness, I'm running rather short on people. No. Gosh, I must say, I'm running rather short. But I think, oh yes, I think I can get just one or two more in. Harriet, lovely Harriet. Oh, Harriet. I love Harriet so much. Harriet, the Gloucestershire resident, you know, who's a school, you know, no, I'm not going to go to the deeply personal part. The only thing I can go as far as saying, she's an avid cat lover, much like myself, and she had something in common with me. And the thing she had in common with me was that she loved and looked up to her late grandfather in the way that I did, in regard to the way I loved and looked up to my Edmund. And every time she'd heard me talking about my wonderful late grandfather, from the moment she heard me talking about it, she was like, I've had a soft spot towards you since hearing you talking so lovingly about your wonderful late grandfather. That's so nice of Harriet, you know, and I warmed up to her well. I trust her very well. I really do trust her well. No, I really do. I love Harriet, I really do. I mean, who couldn't love our Harriet? I love her dearly. And all that, and so forth. Oh, God. I think I'm going to run short of names here. Oh, gosh. My goodness. Oh, Christine Sokop, another example. Christine Sokop. Christine Prince, certainly another example. And there's an Edward, I forget his last name, but there's an Edward. And he's friendly. He's always friendly and kind towards others. I would say that. Susan Jordan, lovely Susan Jordan. She is certainly most wonderful indeed. I think that's about as far as I can go. But I've made so, you know, I mean, I've made so many wonderful new friends through. Dawn Marie Smith. There's another Dawn Marie Smith and another Mary, not Mary Ipock, but a different Mary. But yes, and I mean, I've made so many wonderful new friends through Graham and Fiona. You know, I mean, I really do one day in the future have to write a full list of all of them down, because otherwise I'm just going to lose track. But I've made some extraordinary and wonderful new friends through Graham and Fiona, and I couldn't be more fortunate or more happy to have made friends with them, and I really couldn't be more thankful and grateful largely towards Graham and Fiona for allowing me and welcoming me so kindly and warmly within the wonderful confines of their community, as well as through them being introduced to people like Trevor, and then through Trevor it was eventually the Hutches, and of course eventually Duchess Blair. And I'm probably looking forward to sometimes watching H.G. Tudor from time to time if chance allows for me, so yes. So I mean, through Graham and Fiona I've become associated with some wonderful people and lots of wonderful new friends. Oh, I'm forgetting another friend. I wished I'd mentioned her. The very protective but lovingly protective Lisa Perch. Oh, I love her so dearly, I really do. She's got a very protective side, but please, it's not it's not oh dear, Lisa's protective. We've got to be, no. Yes, obviously behave well. You've got to behave well for your friends, but Lisa, no, it's not the bad protective. No, it's not protective. It's not what you think. She's lovingly protective, She's lovingly protective for completely every bit of the right reasons, I mean, and yes, she said, I'm very protective of you. She said that directly towards me, but it's for the right reasons, because she's protective of not just me, but she's very protective of Graham and Fiona and Trevor, Duchess Blair, or anybody she admires and closely follows, And she said she was very protective of me, and she said, I love you too, Foxy, and I'm very protective of you, and I think anybody could base a story character off of lovely Lisa, I mean, the lovingly protective side she has is valuable, and and it's a story character I think I created, possibly, or I would create. She's so lovingly protective of her friends. She'd sometimes get protective of her friends as if she was like, say, hey, like their sister and all that. Or if it was, say, much younger friends, she'd get very protective of them in a protective motherly sort of way, but not badly. And if anybody starts rebelling at her, getting protective of them, this character, she gives her friends a hug to calm them down and stop them from rebelling. And once she's given them a long enough hug, they eventually accept that she's protective for the right reasons, That's the story character I made up, but with Lisa herself, I don't know if it's like that with Lisa in real life, that if anybody's rebelling about her being, if anybody of her friends are rebelling towards her because of her being protective of them, I'm not sure if she would end up giving them a hug to calm them down, but that's my guess I would go for, but if the guess was too much, or too overwhelming or burdensome for lovely Lisa, I really do very greatly apologise, but I love Lisa, I really do. Who couldn't love our Lisa, Wonderful, wonderful lady, I must say. But yes, those are all my wonderful friends. I mean, obviously it's a lot more than that. I think I listed about 20 or 30 friends. But obviously I've got like hundreds, if not hundreds and hundreds of wonderful newfound friends through Graham and Fiona. But like I said before, I do not take this for granted. And I thank them profusely. Because I didn't think this would happen, but it did before my very eyes. But there we are. Things happen, as one would say. And I've had some wonderful compliments through not only Graham and Fiona, but all of my friends who I've befriended through Graham and Fiona. I couldn't thank them enough, I really couldn't, But, and all that. But one thing I'd say is we appreciate you, and certainly do we cherish your, all that you provide within your community, most sincerely, Fiona, and also certainly do we thank you most greatly, profusely, towards yourself and Graham, Trevor, the Hutches, Duchess Blair, and several others to name, thank you most largely profusely for proactively and kindly and impressively bringing the world together. It's the best thing anybody can do, and you do exactly that. I could say this right from the bottom of my heart. Indeed so. But thanks everybody, all indeed, for watching, and well done on your 37k subscriber milestone, Fiona. Premature as this congratulated representation may be, you deserve it. And you certainly deserve to achieve the 40k subscriber milestone, which I hope you hit the 40k subscriber milestone soon before our very eyes. I really do hope so. But thanks everybody, all indeed, for watching, and the link to Fiona's channel will be found in the description down below, for those of you who are not yet remotely familiar of it. Thanks everybody, all indeed, for watching, and I shall certainly see you in the very next video. Ta-ta, another time. Good night, and may your God go with you. Goodbye, and may your good wishes be bringing you great expectations of happiness.